Today in this video, I'll be breaking down Hassan Haider's $1 million funnel. Firstly, let's address the elephant in the room here. Some of you might be wondering, who the hell is this millionaire? Who is this Hassan Haider, or aka Mr. Overpaid, if you're the OGs who actually know him from his YouTube channel or even his Twitter, if you've seen him before, even on short form platforms like TikTok, Instagram, you might have seen this guy before. And if you haven't, this is who Hassan Haider is. He's a 25-year-old millionaire from UK, but he's based in Dubai. And the reason how I know about him is because I'm actually in his private network called New Money. And okay, so just to clarify firstly, I'm not affiliated, I'm not paid to make this video. I just decided to make this funnel breakdown about his funnel because I actually know roughly how his funnel look like. And for those of you who are actually interested in building your own funnel, if let's say you want to build your own community, your own private network, then perhaps this video can be of value to you. Maybe you can actually take some nuggets of knowledge from this video, from Hassan's funnel, and then apply it to your own funnel, to your own content strategy. So this is who Hassan Haider is, and this is what he does. He first started off from door-to-door selling, basically selling boilers, like those boiler units. For those of you who are in the UK, I think he's based mainly in a place called Coventry. I mean, I'm not from the UK. I don't know where the hell that is. And I'm pretty sure this is how he actually made his first million, right? From actually doing door-to-door selling on selling units of boilers here. So this is actually his specialty. This is actually his main line of business. This is how he basically started his own come up. And then secondly, what he does is also he does personal branding, brand scaling. This is something that he's not very open to talk about. He does actually mention it before in his YouTube channel, in his in any of his content, that he does personal brand scaling for big personal brands on YouTube and on other social media platforms, but he's not really vocal about this one. But this is also a benefactor to how he's also a millionaire. He's also a founder to this private network called New Money. Now, this is the main thing that we're going to be talking about here. It's actually his private network called New Money and the funnel to this private network. In this video, we're not really going to be talking about what he does for a service and what he does for his other businesses. We're mainly just going to be talking about his content funnel and how he actually makes his millions from his content funnel. And so if I were to go here, this is the product of the funnel. Okay, a network called New Money, and I am inside this network, which is how I'm actually able to make this video and how I actually know this sort of information. And since I said he's not paying me to do this video, I'm not having some affiliate link. I'm literally just doing this for my own will, because I do know the ins and outs of how his funnel works. So for those of you who are wondering, New Money is for guys basically around my age. I'm 19 this year, and so guys who are around 17 to 25, that's the average age. But there are guys who are 15, 16, and there are guys who are like in their 30s, in their 40s, who do end up actually joining New Money as well. And these are mainly those who actually want to level up financially. So whatever business industry you're in, this is for you to actually network with high-level guys, like-minded people from all over the world. If you actually were to look at my YouTube channel of me traveling and me vlogging, if you were to see some of the friends that I was in when I was in Dubai, I was in KL, I was in Bali, those are all people from here. And so aside from networking with high-level people around the same age as you, have similar values, similar connections, similar philosophies and mindset, this is also the perfect place for you to actually find someone who is specializing in the same niche, in the same industry of you, and people who are doing the same thing as you do. Okay, so this is what New Money is. This is what the USP and how powerful New Money is, but I'm gonna get way more deeper into this. So then now let's actually talk about the premise or the breakdown of this video. This is basically it, right? We're first gonna be breaking down the top of the funnel, which means his social media platforms and all the other social media platforms that he's on. He's on a lot of social media platforms. At the middle of the funnel, this is so-called the nurturing of the leads. And then lastly, we're going to be talking about the bottom of the funnel. This is where you would actually convert, okay? You convert all your leads to paying customers. So now, let's actually begin here. The top of the funnel, how does he get traffic? Okay, how does Mr. Overpaid get traffic? He's very, very active on a lot of social media platforms. Like firstly, we're going to be talking about his Instagram, then followed by his TikTok, his YouTube, and then his Twitter account. But firstly, let's actually break down his Instagram. This is Hassan's main Instagram, and as you can see from his bio, this is just him flexing. This guy likes to flex, but kind of like in a good way, I guess. 7 supercars, 812 Ferrari Superfast, Ferrari 488, Lambo Huracan, Urus, blah blah blah. A lot of his content, you see here, it actually mainly revolves around reels. He's like a main, like this is a lot of his main type of content. Just reels. Sometimes he would post pictures like this of like him just in front of a car, him on literally on the sideline of the Dubai street. Same as this is his supercars, like he mentions in his bio. But mainly his short form content, it's literally just consists of reels, right? And now this could be clipped up content from his YouTube channel, which is something that we're going to be breaking down way more in depth. And this is like those caption type videos of him giving you inspiration and all that stuff, right? And then we also have some B-roll shot of him. He'll be driving his car, like, and then there'll be background music and all that stuff. Like I think these two videos are similar to that top format. But the main point is that his main short form content, or I guess his main thing on his Instagram, it's mainly just reels. Okay, and if you're wondering what are his reels consist of, they're basically just clipped up reels from his YouTube. It's just like this, for example, right? And notice how it's not very highly edited. You see how you can literally edit these type of videos on Instagram, right? Just a caption of what this video is talking about, and then he would basically just mass produce these type of videos, right? For this one example, it's literally just a clipped up video from his podcast that he did on his YouTube channel. So this is mainly what his short form content is about. And the reason why this is powerful, I would say, is because it's just like I said, his videos, they're not really high quality, but the volume of these type of reels, the volume here, it's very high. He's always bullish on his volume, right? It's just like this. Like I could even guarantee you, like let's say these 3 reels you see here, these 3 reels could be posted on the same day, and he's also incredibly fucking consistent. Yeah, sure, he could have a team that could be doing all this video, but even if let's say those of you who are watching this, you don't have a team, a lot of your videos are just clipped up reels from your YouTube. It's not really hard for you to edit these type of videos in like captions like this, and then just post it 2 to 3 times per day. Now, so moving on to his highlights, his stories. Now, this one is also like a important element to actually talk about. What do you actually post on your stories and highlights? Now, you might be watching this and you might be thinking that, oh, like stories and highlights, like that doesn't really matter. But if let's say you are already posting a lot on your short form content, and then you are growing in terms of followers, people who are following you would actually take a look at your stories and highlights here. Because especially when people, cold new traffics, were to find out about you, they find your content funny, educational, valuable, they will click on your profile, then of course they would actually want to look at what your lifestyle is, about you, all your lifestyles, your whatever thing that you're selling. So let's actually break down his Instagram stories. This is mainly what his Instagram stories will actually look like. It's him actually just selling his private network, New Money, right? And then right here, he will just talk about New Money is my private community as the main headline. This is literally just a picture of him just taking a picture of his car, of his basically his normal day-to-day life, right? And then he would be talking about what New Money is about and what is it actually is inside, right? Then follow about his another story, which is actually inside his About Me highlights. And this is also like an important one, is that aside from you actually showing about what you actually do, your cars and your game and your lifestyle, this is like a very important thing for you to know your audience about you, about who you are, who is Hassan Haider. And then from here, he would actually, well, it's personal touch for those of you who actually don't know him. And then he would say that for all of those new followers who don't know me, I was born and raised in England, grew up in Coventry, now I live in Dubai, right? And then follow up with this. He said that this is his upcoming story of when he said that I got kicked out of uni when I was 20 years old, and I got into door-to-door sales, selling boilers and inflow insulations, right? And notice how a lot of these pictures are literally just his day-to-day life, right? You don't necessarily need to have a supercar, like a very nice lifestyle, because just like this, literally just a picture of him in a pool, And then this is literally in his highlights. Now getting way more in depth into his new money highlights, which is his main product that he's selling, this is basically a testimony, right? Of him just a screenshot of a member from New Money like this. I actually seen this guy around from New Money of whatever blah blah blah, right? Now this might just be a screenshot, but if you think about this, it's very strong social proof and a proof of concept that whatever he's talking about of what New Money is, it's actually not bullshit. Okay, because this is actually a screenshot from someone in the network. And then on the other hand, about his highlights is that he would actually just have, this is very, very often that he would post this. He would just say something like, DM me New Money if you actually want to actually join something. Very, very simple stuff. And you can tell that a lot of these fonts you see are literally just the default font of Instagram. Now, so all of this I've broken down is just his personal brand, right? His personal Instagram account. Now, if you to just look it up on Instagram and TikTok, you would actually find out that this guy would actually have a lot of these clipping accounts. When I say a lot, like you will see like a good handful amount of them, right? For example, this one is just a clipping account of literally just from his videos, clipped out videos from his YouTube, from even some of these are actually re-uploads from his Instagram or even his Twitter of like a lot of the reels of him in a podcast, him sitting in a car, him just talking. And then in front here, we would actually show his main account, a funnel to his main account. Now, I don't really know if this account specifically actually belongs to Hassan or if this is actually someone from his team. But the point is that the exposure is mad high. And then all of this brings me to his TikTok account. And to keep it simply, a lot, if not all of his TikTok accounts are literally just the same account from his reels. Right? For example, you see this TikTok of him on a podcast, right? You see this very similar, like 1, 2, and 3. Very, very similar clips to when he's posting this style of reel, right? Is it exactly the same video? Yes, maybe not. But the point is that he's literally just rinsing a lot of his videos from his Instagram and put it to his TikTok. And I do also want to clarify one thing and talk about his bio. Do you notice something that's very recurring? You will see this link, this Telegram link. And if I were to go to his main Telegram account, his main Instagram account, you would also see a Telegram link. Nothing else, right? And what specifically this Telegram link is about, that is something that I'll get deeply into this video. This Telegram link actually plays a huge role in his funnel, but I'll get way more deeper into that later. Now, moving on to his YouTube, to his long form content, alright? This is his main YouTube channel. Now, same thing about what I say about the bio. He also has the same Telegram link, like a very, very recurring thing. I noticed that this guy has 127 videos. Some of them could actually be from shorts, but that's just the name of the game. Now, let's actually break down his YouTube. This is where it's actually starting to get warmer. So if let's say those people who actually found out about a lot of his short form content from his TikTok and Instagram could actually move to his YouTube, right? Now let's actually break down to what actually his YouTube video actually consists of, and this one would actually play a huge role. He would actually consist of vlogs, right? This one, realistic day in the life of a millionaire in Dubai, talking head video like this, the hardest time you ever work with, 5 minutes video, how to be a millionaire while you're young, 5 minutes video. And then on the other hand, lastly, he would also have podcast content, right? 2 millionaires reveal how to escape the 9 to 5, 4-hour long podcast. And he's hosting Vincent feature, which if you're in the online money space, you might actually see this guy on TikTok as well, TikTok, Instagram as well. He did 2 podcasts with the same person here. This one is 1 hour long, this one is 4 hours long. And 4 hours is actually mental, by the way. You notice that a lot of his long form vlogs are actually like 20 minutes long. They're quite long, right? Same thing, this one about him going Bali, 17 minutes long, right? This is where it's actually, this is what I mean by it's getting warmer. Because when people would to actually see your lifestyle, they see the type of lifestyle that you're living, your personality more, people would actually get to know you more. Because understand this rule of thumb about content strategy, that firstly, when you want to sell something, understand this concept of viewers or cold traffic need to know you, like you, and trust you. KLT, right? Know, like, and trust. So this is the first step in Hassan's video, is that whenever he's posting these lifestyle videos, it might seem that he's being flamboyant of him actually flexing his whatever stuff, but it's literally just him being him being a goofball, him actually, even a lot of his lifestyle videos, it's a contrast of him being like 50-50 serious, and the other 50 is actually him just having fun, being an absolute fucking goofball, right? You're making people know you, either you're making people like you. And lastly, the fact that people would actually be watching your content for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, then people would actually trust you more, right? Understand this rule of thumb in content, that people would at least need to consume 7 hours of your content in order for it to, that's not an hour, in order for them to actually trust enough to buy something from you, right? 7 hours of content. And this is when I say that his YouTube game is actually way more powerful than his TikTok, because if, let's say, one of his audience or a complete new someone who just found out about this guy who's, oh, a realistic day in the life of a millionaire in Dubai, right? Nice thumbnail of him flexing his RM, and then his G-Wagon, which, if you can see here properly, actually has his last name. If someone were to actually binge watch this whole entire video, it is basically just thing. It is way more easier for you to get someone to watch one of your 20 minutes video than for someone to watch 20 of your 60 seconds reel. You get what I mean, right? And also a thing about his long form content, a lot of his, if not all of his YouTube, right, is that if you to see from all of this content, from his TikTok, from his reels right here, they are all from his YouTube, right? Because they're all clipped up reels. Clipped up from where? From his YouTube channel. So this is why I would actually always say that YouTube is always the king of content, and which is also the reason why even right now I'm going all into YouTube. It's because of this. YouTube is king when it comes to nurturing, when it comes to people having to know you, like you, and trust you. Sure, you could say that when it comes to knowing people, you could actually have your short form content, your TikTok, Instagram, to be at the top of your funnel. But then once you actually build this following, you build these views, you would actually want to move your audience to your YouTube. But although I would say, just some feedback, if you're gonna be making some talking head videos, it has to be longer than 6 minutes, right? Want to get rich, watch this for 6 minutes. You can actually make this longer. Same thing as this, like, why buy a financial car is a great investment. You can at least make this into a 10-minute video. 2 minutes, it just seems too short. Sure, he could actually be making this literally for the sake of clipping, but even if that's the case, could at least be making this video longer, or a lot of his talking videos, because you can actually see that most of his talking head videos are below 10 minutes. Because, like, here's the thing, if your vlogs are just you showing your lifestyle, right, your watch and the type of lifestyle that you're living, the type of people that you're hanging out with, then for your other side of your talking head videos, which is your educational content, it should be a contrast, right? Yes, I said it should be a contrast of you having fun, you having like being in this like supercar, right, driving around in Miami, Dubai, whatever, like flexing your watch. And then this other 50% should actually be tailored to you actually being serious, give some technical game about business, about life and all that stuff. Now that brings me further to talk about his podcast. So here's the thing, right, about this YouTube channel. He actually started these videos, his first ever videos here, actually just recording podcasts, right? So if you to actually go to his YouTube channel, and then if you to actually saw this video from oldest to newest, his first couple of videos were actually podcasts, right? And you might be wondering, some of you might be watching this and might be thinking that podcasts, they don't really convert. Who are the type of people who's gonna watch like 4 hours of my videos? Some of you might be true, like no one would actually like sit down and watch like in one sitting, watch like 4 hours in this video. Maybe like if it's like a 2 hour or 1.5 hour, fair enough. But the main point is that podcasts do convert. Okay, because people would actually still wanna hear you talk about some stuff, especially if you're to actually bring another host who actually even has their own social media presence. Then his audience, right, Vincent's audience would actually see this video with Hassan, and then they'll be thinking like, oh shit, like what, 2 million in a podcast? Like, I don't know who this guy is, but I know who Vincent is. Let me actually go take a look and watch this video. And the thing about this is, of course, podcast, it's just very, very easy for you to clip, right? It's just like his TikTok. We already got like 1 video, 2 video, 3 video, 4 video, 3 video, 5 video. That's just literally on his podcast. Now, here's the thing. This is actually how I actually discovered Hassan. It was actually 2 years ago of one of his very first few podcasts that he did with someone called Sneeko. And so this was back then. I'm a huge fan of Sneeko. I like his content, which is actually funny because I remember when I had a buzz cut, people would actually tell me that I basically look like Sneeko because of the same skin color. But the main point is this. Before knowing who Hassan is or Mr. Overpaid is, I never knew him. Okay, I only knew who Sneeko is. But the moment when I saw Sneeko on this 3-hour long podcast, it sparked me some desire to watch this video. So I did. Now, this is how I actually found out about Hassan and how I actually even found out about new money. Was that in this video of whole 3 minutes video, Hassan mentions about new money. Like, I'm not even exaggerating, 7 to 10 times in this one video. It could be more, could be less, but the point is that he's literally milking the hell out of like what he do, like who he is, what new money is. So yeah, to answer your question, podcasts do convert, especially if you bring on another public figure who already has their own social media following, right? And again, just as I said, it's the same thing with Vincent's fan, right? They could be watching him who absolutely know nothing about Hassan, and then he could be upselling his network, his private community, new money, and then people will be wondering, shit, if I would actually want to escape my 9 to 5 and then print money, this is where I belong. This is where I'm gonna start. So I know I'm kind of like babbling a lot about his YouTube strategy, but it's simple, but it's a very, very powerful strategy, right? You just post YouTube vlogs, talking head, and podcasts. And if you to look at most, if not all of his YouTube descriptions, it's literally this. His Instagram and then his Telegram account, which is the same thing, the same Telegram that he has on his TikTok and on his Instagram, right? And so now this is where it gets interesting and this is where it gets deep. So Hassan has a second YouTube channel that's called Hassan Talks. And if you to look at this YouTube channel, it's merely just him sitting in a car, him just chilling in a pool in Bali, or him literally just chatting, sitting down and then just chatting, right? A lot of his videos are very, very short, and I would actually think that this is basically a clipping account. But I would say, here's the thing, right? Hassan, bro, if you're actually watching this, I would actually kind of give any feedback or advice to, first of all, make the videos longer, and to kind of make these videos more specific, more about business related. And the reason why I say this is because in your main YouTube channel, you already have talking head videos here. A lot of the times when he's making talking head videos, it's kind of talking about generic stuff about mindset, about the hardest times of your life, about how to perform, and like basically a lot of like the mindset type of things. Sure, he could be making this type of videos, but the thing about his second channel, if your second YouTube channel is mainly going to be talking about business or literally just you talking like videos like this, why not firstly make the videos longer and make the videos more specific? What I mean by making the videos more specific is, let's say, I think he could be making like videos like this, right? Like whiteboard videos like this. Whiteboard videos of him talk about concepts, of him talking about like very, very specific game. And a lot of other creators are doing this, like Iman Gatsi. He has his second YouTube channel called Iman Gatsi Business, where it's literally just him mainly talking about business, right? Charlie Morgan has his own like very, very specific business, Charlie Morgan Business, which is just very specific business stuff. Same thing as Breast Scales. He has a second YouTube channel called Roes Breast, and his main YouTube channel called Breast Scales. And Hassan could do the same thing, you know? Because you're already a specialist in sales, in marketing. Why not make specific videos about that? Instead of making these very generic videos on how to deal with loneliness as a millionaire, 6-minute videos. Because a lot of videos are just like very generic, right? It's just like I said, like very just talking about like general mindset type of things. But why not keep it more niche down? And I'll also say that for his main YouTube channel, maybe you could actually scratch the whole talking videos from your YouTube channel, right? Because for your main YouTube channel, like why not keep it only for podcasts and for lifestyle videos, right? Just like Breast Skills. And then for your second YouTube channel, have it more for like very deep, specific business type things. So it's the same thing with his video descriptions, right? It's just like his main YouTube channel. The description is just very simple. It's just a Telegram link and then a link to his Instagram. I would also give another feedback that when it comes to his second YouTube channel, or I guess his main YouTube channel, right? If he were to make a pivot to make his main YouTube channel mainly just about lifestyle and podcast videos, and under the description of his link, he could actually have like a link to his second YouTube channel. So for those who are interested in what does he actually do, and those who actually want to do the same thing of what Hassan does, then this is when they would actually move to his business related type videos. So they're now moving to his Twitter account, right? And I know just talking about content in itself, it's a lot because, well, Hassan is everywhere, you see, right? He's on like 4 major social media platforms. Now, lastly, let's talk about his X account, his Twitter account. Very simple bio here, and one thing that you notice is that this guy is incredibly active in a lot of his social media, right? 40,000 tweets, posts. But here's the thing about his Twitter is that the conversion, and so if you're actually in the online money Twitter space, he's actually quite well known, right? 130 followers. This is way more bigger than his TikTok and his his Instagram account. I would say that even before he actually kind of blew up, or I guess even he actually before started to actually create a lot of these reels, he was mainly on Twitter. Oh no, I would even say before even he actually started his YouTube account, he firstly started on Twitter, right? Which is why like he managed to have like 43,000 posts, and he joined around April of 2022. That's like, it's already been like 5 years. 5 years into the game, right? 130k followers, especially on Twitter. That's incredibly fucking hard. So let's actually go through his content. His content is actually very simple, right? It's him talking about his lessons, his values, and the things that he kind of talks about in his talking head of his YouTube channel, right? This, but just in short form, in short of words, right? There are 10,000 distractions, ignore them all, focus on all that, blah, 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 pay no attention to all this. And the thing about Twitter is that you would see that both of these tweets are posted on the same day. That's because he is an animal when it comes to posting on this type of like just text. I'm pretty sure like just in one day of his videos, like he could be probably like posting around, on average, I would say like 5 to 10 tweets, maybe around there, with no stoppage, by the way. Right, 5 to 10 tweets. There could be like text like this, like just text formats like this, and then he would also be posting like some pictures, some pictures of just him on his like day-to-day life, of like a simple caption, and then it's just him in front of his supercars, right? And I'm pretty sure this picture is actually the same picture that he posts on his I was about to say YouTube, but on his Instagram, right? Here, look at this, the exact same picture. Right, so he's being resourceful. He's just copying the same type of content here. A simple picture of his whiteboard, of his just day-to-day life, of like whatever, follow this list, of like him talking about self-improvement, right? Go to the gym, pray to God, no weed, no porn, build a personal brand. Just this stuff, like personal stuff that seems simple, but his volume is a lot. Now this brings me over now to actually talk about his Telegram. Because you would see a very recurring thing, right? It's just like I said, he has this Telegram link all over his YouTube, or even all over his all social media platforms. Right, his Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and so this is the top of the funnel. Once he actually gets his traffic, he would actually move all of them, right? All of the link from anyone that watches his short form, his long form, right, his YouTube, all the way to this Telegram account, literally just called Hassan Haider. Now this is where we actually move to the middle of the funnel, lead nurturing. So what is it? What does his Telegram channel consist of? To put it simply, this is where he basically just gives out a lot of his advice, really, like personal voice notes, messages like this. And the thing about this type of personal Telegram accounts, it could actually be better than actually posting your stuff on Discord. I don't know about you guys, but this is just how I feel. When it comes to like Telegram channels, I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to Telegram channels, I would rather open a Telegram chat way more than a Discord chat. I don't know why. Maybe it could be because for me personally, I use Telegram for everything. When I want to message anyone in business and even outside of business, I would use Telegram. So whenever if I were to see a notification from Hassan's Telegram, I would actually see it and I'll be exposed to it, right? So now let's actually break it down. When it comes to personal voice notes, this is where the nurturing comes in, right? And this is also something that you can't really do on Discord and other channels. It's his voice note where he would literally just be yapping about whatever that comes to his mind, right? Like self-improvement stuff, stop lying to yourself, take some accountability, you need to be more hungry, you can't make money, you have to make it from others. It's just like this stuff, like mindset type of things. And you might think that, oh, this is just voice note, you're just listening to it. Exactly, this is why it's so fucking powerful, right? And a lot of these you see are like 3 minutes long, 2 minutes long, 1 minute long. He would be having like some voice note that will be like around 20, sometimes even 30. They're not really as common, but that does actually happen, right? And some of these like very long like voice note, 20-minute, 30-minute voice notes, they are absolutely game, right? I've been on this, dude. I have been on his Telegram channel for like a while, and I can tell you that I actually saved some of his voice notes in my saved messages just to go back and listen to it. It's genuinely is that valuable. Same thing with his like text. This is like kind of like a similar thing to his voice notes, but I would say that his voice notes are way more powerful. And the thing that I want to actually also mention is about actually his volume. His volume of how often does he actually post, it's actually fucking huge. I could even tell you, right? You could join his this Telegram chat. It's literally just for free. Sometimes I would get overwhelmed by how much sauce he actually were to actually produce from his Telegram. I'm not even exaggerating. He would be like posting around like 10 to maybe 20 texts per day. And that's a lot, by the way, which is why, like, I mean, it's funny because you can see that I actually have this temporarily. I actually have this on mute, like for 1 hour or 8 hours, because sometimes like my phone would literally be blowing up of like how many texts, how many of these voice notes or messages that he'll be putting out. So this is one thing that I actually respect a lot about Hassan, is that even in his own personal Telegram, even in his own like his YouTube channel, a lot of his content game, he is a man of volume, a lot of volume. And to also talk about messages, this is also where his Telegram is also the most important part of his funnel. It's because he would actually be sending out messages, or you can call this like a testimony about new money. So this is basically just like a screenshot of like a text of someone in new money, right? Damn me way, like there's a sales opportunity in new money being dropped every single day, which is true. I've been in new money and this is actually true. So this is like usually what he would say about how like there are sales jobs available in new money. Do you not like money? Like ask a question, and then he will always have this similar call to action, like DM me to join new money. It's a recurring theme. This is just one of the messages that he would send, but he will be posting a lot of these messages like very often. So then now, like moving on to his like a proof of concept, like what else does he post on Instagram and why is it so powerful, and how we can actually replicate this is a proof of concept about new money, about his private network. And then right here you can actually see like actual proof that, hey, like you got new money Atlanta meetup with 4 other guys from new money, and a lot of them are just like meeting up. Funny enough, because I actually know this guy named Rose. I met him actually in Dubai back at a new money event back in Dubai, right? And then like he would like saying this line about new money country at a meetup in country flag, and then he would follow up with a simple text of like, when you meet like-minded brothers, your life will change entirely. Same thing with this, right? New money, country of the meetup, then the country flag, and then a picture of new money members just hanging out, networking. And then he would have a text here that says, we have members all over the world, which is true. I'm from Singapore, I'm from Asia. We have members literally outside from all over the fucking world. And this is literally the proof of concept. And also the another type of proof of concept we would actually upload is actually some sort of like videos of him meeting some new money members. And this is what he said: meet some new money soldiers, some guys that he will literally meet in like wherever parts of the world, and then they'll just be hanging out. And then the video that you see here are actually very, very powerful, because the people who are kind of skeptical, the 30,000 people who actually join him aren't actually really sure about if this is actually legit or not. So this is why you have these videos of like actually showing that, hey, I'm actually meeting these type of people. And then follow up by testimonials. And I would say this one is perhaps the most powerful one to actually convert your leads. Is he would actually share you like the testimonials and the feedback that people would say about New Money, right? It's just like this guy, for example. He literally said, this guy just joined New Money and posted this, right? Posted about how after joining New Money and so bought my first ever Rolex tomorrow, then however it is, right? This is very, very powerful testimonials that he'll be posting very, very frequently, just to show people the amount of testimonials, to a point where if people were to object about trust, about not wanting to join New Money, then this is where all the testimonial comes to play. And this is also video testimonials that New Money members were to actually share inside. And then he would actually be posting a lot of these like testimonials, like screenshots or videos, into his Telegram channel. So the people who are kind of already warm from his YouTube, from his TikTok, they'll come here, and then they would to actually like live proof of this guy who just joined New Money. And then he said, after first few days of joining New Money, I got offered a copywriting job. This is where it actually gets me, right? When I first joined this Telegram channel, I wasn't really sure about joining New Money. I knew it was valuable, but like I was still having doubts, up until I saw these huge amounts of fucking testimonials from different guys, right? Because believe it or not, this guy, whoever he is, I don't really know him, he is not the only one who'll be posting like a testimonials. There would be heaps and a handful amount of other guys from New Money, even myself included, who actually gave like a 1 to 2 minute testimonial video about my experiences so far. And then with all of this, from the personal voice notes, from the messages to the proof of concepts about New Money boys meeting up as a network, and the testimonials comes to the call to action. His call to actions are very simple, just like DM me and add to join New Money if you're trying to join New Money. He would literally say a recurring theme like this. This is not like an exact thing that he would say all the time, but he would say something along like this. Always have a call to action, and his call to action are always revolving around the same line. And so when you were to click the add off here, this would actually bring you to a New Money support who you can actually message about joining New Money. He did, however, actually, he would, in his Telegram channel, he would actually be putting his own ad, his own personal ad, which is this, right? Which is this, and then it's literally the same message, but instead of messaging his team, the New Money support, you would actually be messaging Hassan personally, which is also like a very, very powerful move, because a lot of people, they would want to actually get in touch with the founder themselves. So once the users of the Telegram channel were to actually get in touch with them, this is where you'd actually hop on a call to join New Money. When people hop on a call, they really have the intent to join Hassan's high ticket private network, which is called New Money. And this is where it gets interesting here. From all of this seasoning, right? From all of this warming up your leads, from his TikTok, his Instagram, to his YouTube, to his Telegram, right? And this is where your leads are really very, very warm. So when people were to actually hop on this call, it's just like me, for example, when I hop on a call with Hassan, I remember this, when I joined New Money like 2 years ago, September 2023, I was already interested to join New Money. He didn't really have to close me. When I hop on a call, I'll literally be there just to join New Money, just to get access and to just pay for it. This begs the question to some of you who might be wondering how much is New Money and how much. Oh, that's funny, because take a look at this. I literally just got a message from the New Money chat. So this one is a high ticket product. So high ticket basically means that it's around like at least around 1,000 plus, at least, for you to define a high ticket product. And this is also the purpose for the call, right? For you to actually get on a call with Hassan and his team. Because for you to actually buy something that is high ticket, of course you need some clarification. You need to actually talk to a closer before you actually make the decision to pull the trigger. New Money, from what I know, costs... Wait, how much does it cost? I actually forgot. I think he also changed his price. I think it's like $1,888 for 1 year of being in New Money. And so, fucking hell, this is, okay, like, I hope you can actually read this. This is like for 1 year of joining new money, it's 1,788. But I'm pretty sure he actually changed the price to $1,247. And I remember when he did this, I basically asked him, like, did you actually reduce the price? Did you actually make it cheaper? But that's actually not the case. He actually made new money more expensive. So this is, his first price point was $1,788 for 1 year. But now this time it's actually $1,246 for 6 months. So this is actually for a shorter, longer period of time. Because I remember when I asked him, I was actually wondering, I was like, why did you actually decrease the price? Whereas on the opposite, you should actually do the opposite. New money right now should be way more expensive. It should be way more bullish. And he did actually make it more expensive because this is for 1 year and this is for 6 months. In order for you to get the lifetime access, this probably costs like, I don't know, maybe like an extra, I don't exactly know how much, because it's different for a lot of people, like just a couple $100, like around $200 to $600, I would say. So this is where his high ticket product actually is. I know for a fact it's actually more than $1 million, because I'm not really allowed to actually cover how much members are actually in new money, because that's something that we keep confidential. But if I were to just do the simple numbers, I know just from new money in itself, right, just from his private community, aside from his other businesses, I know this guy is making more than $1 million, bro, just by his network. And okay, just to give you some like rough estimation, he has more than 500 members, like 500 members, 500 plus, okay. And yes, just I say, just by doing the simple math calculations, like roughly, new money in itself, he's making more than $1 million, really. But a thing about new money, let's actually go on actually deeper. This is the bottom of the funnel, right? But even in new money, he would actually be upselling you, right? This is where it gets really, really juicy for Hassan. Is that there would actually be new money premium, which is, I mean, just like what it says, it's basically new money, but premium. And this is like way more for those who are like very, very serious, like way more for those who are very into wanting to actually network with high level guys, like actually getting closer with like millionaires, getting way more personal, closer with Hassan. And so when you are in the premium version of new money, you would also get invited to the live meetups more oftenly. So yeah, this is basically just the funnel of new money, right? All the way from his content strategy, from his top of the funnel, how he gets traffic. He would warm them up into his YouTube mainly. And then this is where his lead nurturing actually comes into play, and how powerful this is. Because it's like, here's the thing, right? I really want to emphasize on his Telegram channel, because I know there are so-called financial gurus, like these type of guys who would, you know, they post they will post content on social media, and then they will have their own Telegram channel, right? I've been in some of them before, and I could tell that Hassan's Telegram channel is actually one, if not the best ones. Because here's the thing, first of all, it's the game that he'll be sending out. Because a lot of his voice notes are actually really, really good. Like sometimes, if I'm just taking a walk, if I'm just like doing my own stuff, I would actually be listening to them on a daily basis. And it's also the volume, right? Just I say, like, he would be sending like 20 to 10 texts per day, every single day, with no stoppage. It's also a thing about having free knowledge, right? Because like this Telegram channel, it's free. You can just join it right now if you want to. It's free. And also, if I want you to think about this, right? When you're creating content and when you're creating funnel, if free content seems very, very valuable, if your audience or your users find your free content valuable, if they discover that you have a paid product, the psychological factor of them finding your paid product more valuable goes higher, because they've already find so much value from your free product, right? This is like the misconception of people always have when it comes to, oh, I don't really want to provide free value in my free stuff. I don't want to provide too much value. This is a limiting belief that I have in the first place. But then once I actually understand this concept, that if your audience find your free product, your free content very valuable, and when they discover that you have a paid program, paid product, paid offer, the chances of them buying it are way higher. So this brings me to the end of the video. I've just broken down a full segment to how Hassan Haider, aka Mr. Overpaid's funnel actually looks like and how you can actually implement it, the same ideologies, the same values to your own product. If you're actually interested to see what I do on this channel, then you can actually check out the first link of the description of this video that helps subscription-based businesses like SaaS, softwares, AI businesses, to help you to reduce your churns by understanding the psychology of why people leave. It's completely for free. It goes down very in-depth stuff. So take a look if you're actually interested in what I do.